Hey guys, David here, and this is something I've wanted to address since I started my hiatus. And while we kind of touched on it a little bit in the beginning of the Spider Man video, which I wasn't entirely aware that Red was going to leave in there because we'd already had my update I'd shot for my work's patio essentially. I wanted to kind of address what burnout does to me because it doesn't just affect creating content. It creates this vacuum of nothingness that really doesn't allow me to enjoy a lot of things. And like I said in the Spider-Man video, it kind of has something to do with the depression that I deal with, but it also has a lot to do with the introversion. It has a lot to do with anxiety. It has a lot to do with a lot of different factors to me. So around 2 years ago, I think, on the Control Chaos channel, we did a live stream of Splatoon 2, which instantly got, auto copyrighted by YouTube because fucking Nintendo. But that's not the point. Like, that was just Red and I fucking around inside of Splatoon on a day that I really, really, really hate. I'm not a big fan of the holidays because it's a very, very bad time for me. And that was a day that I just existed in a pool of alcohol, basically. And since then, I've quit drinking as much for a number of reasons, but that was probably one of the most fun streams that we had done on the channel at that point. Now, that was me being kind of pulled into this, like, let's do this wacky thing. Because, well, at the time, Red knew that I was super depressed because holidays suck for me, usually. And I was completely blech over there. But I hadn't been able to touch a game. I hadn't been able to, enjoy anything that I was doing, around that time either. And I deal with this a lot. Like, even with anime, with gaming, with everything in my life, like, I have these periods where I don't want to do anything. Here recently, I've been slogging through a playthrough of one of my favorite games, which is Dragon Age. But I'm not able to sit down and focus and enjoy that game that I know that I love, that I've loved since it came out, simply because I'm so fucking burnt out. I'm sitting here as I'm recording this reading the Chainsaw Man chapter, even though I'm not going to be filming a video of it, but I'm trying to sit there and keep up to date on everything. So if the time would come that Red and Thurman were going to film a video on it, I could weigh in on the comments like, hey, this is something you guys missed. What do you think of this? To try and interact with not only them, but with the fans as well. So I guess try to see this from that perspective where you can't really enjoy anything. No matter how hard you try, you can't sit there and enjoy anything that you love. And that's really what burnout does to me. I can sit there, I can, put on this little persona here, like, hey, I've got, super happy times, but deep down, I'm sitting here forcing a persona to try and create content. But I also wanted to make this video to kind of dive more into that. Like, this is what I deal with maybe 3-4 times a year, just completely unable to enjoy anything. And it's the most depressing fucking thing on the planet to deal with. And I really have no real way of fucking explaining it other than it's getting better, but at the same time, it's getting worse. I used to deal with it a lot more, and now I just try and force myself to do things that I know I enjoy, and then usually that kicks me out of it. But sometimes that doesn't really work. I used to deal with it at least once a month before, and I just would be completely dead inside to not want to do anything. And it sucks. It's something that I've dealt with since I was a fucking teenager. And I just hope that me explaining that a little bit more kind of relates to you, because it's something that I know a lot of people deal with creating content. They get burnt out on their favorite games and don't want to fucking deal with it. Like, I really dealt with it really bad when I did MMOs. And that's why I quit really playing MMOs, because I would get so burnt out. Even though there's an endless possibility of things to do inside an MMO, I would be like, I've done it all. There's nothing I really want to continue to do here. There's nothing I really want to, fucking experience in this world anymore. And now I, focus more on like your regular RPGs, like your Dragon Age, your fucking Final Fantasies, your fucking Mass Effects, stuff like that. I find a lot more enjoyment than an MMO, you know. And that's me being somebody that grew up on the RPG genre. Like, I fucking grew up playing, the same save file for Final Fantasy 1 when I was a kid, rediscovering my cartridge as a preteen and booting that back up and being like, oh, I remember this, and fucking going through and playing that all over again, and then fucking diving into the first RPG that I beat being Final Fantasy 7 way back on the fucking PS1. So that's my go-to genre to kind of immerse myself and kind of leave my worries behind, and that's what I love about that genre. And that's why when I get super, super burnt out, that's what I go to try and relieve myself of that burnout. So that's why I'm diving back into, my Dragon Age, or even the last time I was super burnt out, I did a run through of Kingdom Hearts to prep for Kingdom Hearts 3. And that's like my message to you is, go and do the things that you love, even if you're burnt out, and you'll see that it's not just you. And the more you do those things you love, the more that you're going to fucking enjoy doing them again. Sometimes it just takes you forcing yourself to do it, and then it'll just reawaken that spark. Like me recording this reminds me why I love doing YouTube, why I love doing this as a hobby. I can't really say a career path at this point, but maybe down the road, between Control Chaos and this channel and the Twitches and all that stuff, I won't have to force myself into the fucking shitty 9 to 5 that, most content creators have to still go to, at least part-time, to make ends meet. You know, I hope that down the road that's a fucking possibility, obviously, to be able to, not have to work full time so we can continue creating content for you guys. So until then, and until my hiatus is over, thanks for understanding. Thank you for being part of this amazing fucking community. And thank you for allowing me to, I guess, in a sense, whore myself out for your enjoyment. Peace.